Well, to all you Adam Kokesh supporters, and I know some of you people, our supporters, are probably really rotten people, but I think a lot of the people that support him probably might be good people. But I want to point out something to those folks because I want you to use a little common sense on with this guy. Yeah, I know about the Bill of Rights, and it's important. Also, the Bill of Rights has been around for like way over 200 years right now, so if you're really hot and heavy on the Bill of Rights, you should have been hot and heavy on the Bill of Rights 5 years ago. You don't need Adam to get in front of you, be led around by him. But I want you to just think about something also with say the marijuana smoking. You got you probably got tens of millions of people in the United States that smoke marijuana illegally. And I have nothing against that, even though I don't smoke marijuana. I got nothing against it. I think it should be legal, especially for medical purposes more than anything versus smoking it, because I think smoking it is like the least helpful thing there is, if it even helps at all for anything. But the marijuana oil is very important. But Adam doesn't go around like trying to convince police of like say or anybody of the benefits of marijuana. No, he just goes right in their face and let's light up in public and just say we're going to do it anyway. You know, you're asking for trouble on purpose. Let me put it to you this way, too. He's not stupid. He's not naive. And he's also a psychiatry major, right? Psychology or psychiatry major. He understands human reaction. What I think, when I see is he's playing the crowd. He's actually not playing most of the crowd because I think most of the people are very suspicious of him and don't want to get behind him. But there's some people that are getting led around by the nose by mistake. But even like with the marijuana smoking, a lot of cops realize what's going on with people with smoking marijuana. But if you're not going to put it right in front of their face, they may just not bother you, even if they realize you're one of these marijuana smokers or something. They might not even bother. And actually, just undoubtedly cops that smoke marijuana. Undoubtedly. They got the mayor of, I think it was Toronto, just recently got filmed on a cell phone camera smoking crack cocaine. We know there's a lot of very high politicians that have done cocaine, and even Bill Clinton allegedly was on tape doing cocaine that the police taped him years ago. Well, you just don't freaking go right in somebody's face and try to challenge it because you know what the situation's going to be. And see, Adam's not stupid, so what is he trying to pull there? And it's Adam versus the man. It looks like the man won, right? I mean, do you want the man to win? I mean, if you believed in marijuana, like say for instance, you had example. Let's use the marijuana example. I know like about the marijuana oil healing cancer and all that type of stuff. It's possible, Rick Simmons and all that. Run from the cure. Yeah, I've been aware about this stuff for years. But you wouldn't run in front of a cop saying, I got marijuana oil here and I'm going to give it to this cancer victim and I'm going to... Why would you do that? Why would you challenge him where he's got to actually do his job? Why would you do that? Unless maybe you're seeking attention, you're nuts yourself, or maybe it's some kind of game where you're going to get a lot of attention and money out of it later. It's always sometimes that gets to be a good deal too, right? You suffer now, but the payoff might be good in the long run. If I was actually somebody, was going to push that illegal, and was going to do it in a righteous way, I'd never say anything to the authorities in a million years to try to say in your face. You would try to help the cancer victim with the marijuana oil and try to keep it hush-hush. That's what you would do. And you would never advertise it to the world because you'd have to keep it hush-hush because you're trying to do a good thing. And it's like the authorities, even the ones that believed in marijuana, they'd be forced to do their job. Adam Kokesh is, I don't know what the deal is. I know supposedly he disappeared now into federal prison. But I don't know about that because I don't trust Alex Jones either. And if he gets out due to some big thing with Alex Jones and all this kind of crap, and they have this parade that turns to a mess, then I've always been suspicious of Alex Jones in a major way because I think he's just a media hound all the way. But You don't need. A lot of people get led around by the nose, and I'm thinking to myself, even this Ron Paul deal, I don't trust it. But Kokesh is definitely red flag all the way. And I guess that term red flag really applies because he almost reminds me of like the classic communist agitators. If you look back, if you look really carefully and you study what happened in like Eastern European history and things like that, that's exactly how it was played out. You need an agitator. I don't know if he's actually, in Russia, things like other countries and things like that, they would love to have more problems in the United States. If the whole freaking system of the United States came down, say it did, say there was a major financial collapse, and you had all this, dissent going on and protests in the streets and all this kind of garbage, there would be another power that would move in, and I'll guarantee you, as bad as you think the United States is, the other power that moved in, say it was Russia, it would be far worse. I mean, not to say Russia would do it because maybe they don't have the money to do it, but it'll be somebody. It'll be somebody that if there's one place that falls apart and there's a power vacuum, somebody else will come in. They'll be far worse. That's why this guy is like actually trying to tear the United States up. And it's even like you're thinking Adam versus the man. He says that's his like thing, right? But there's a lot of military and police that 110% believe in the Bill of Rights. I know there's some that don't really they just worry about their direct deposit. But there's a hell of a lot of them that still sincerely believe in the Bill of Rights. And actually, if Adam Kokesh is being treated harshly, it may be people like that are like thinking this guy is going to wreck the United States and destroy the Bill of Rights with his actions. That's maybe why he's being treated harshly too, if he is being treated harshly. But I don't trust the whole deal at all. He's a psychiatry or psychology major. I don't know which one of the two, but he's one of those two where he understands human emotion and human reaction. The guy's playing a lot of the crowd for suckers. But not everybody that's backing him is stupid. He's, watch out, man. Watch out, because you got to be an idiot to freaking do stuff like that, because you know what the result's going to be. And he knows what the result's going to be. It's not brave. There's something else involved with it. And, honestly, I just don't trust that. I don't trust Alex Jones at all, too. He's another freaking attention-seeking media whore. But actually, he makes Adam Kokesh, Alex Jones actually looks a lot better than Adam Kokesh. So, and I don't actually trust Ron Paul too much either. He's just a voice that's out there for the disgruntled, waking up Republican people like the Tea Party. And Ron Paul basically really doesn't do that much. You can look at his voting record or whatever, but he's really out there to keep the Tea Party from breaking away and saying going into some libertarian party or something like that. And he's trying to keep them in line with the Republican side. That's really what Ron Paul is about. He's actually an establishment Republican all the way, too. But, not as bad as Alex Jones or anything like that. No way. But still, he's another freaking bunch of BS. People got to wake up and see what the hell's going on. The situation's actually worse than you think, but you don't want to, tear up the United States and destroy it, because what'll come in is even worse than you think. So, actually, I like the idea of buying his silver too. That's not a bad idea. And I'll explain to that basically on another video, because if that was money, they lost control. You just can't produce gazillion ounces of silver out of nowhere. You could produce other kinds of money. Part of the problem in the United States is the money power. It really is. It is the money power. Kokesh is, and I'm going to say this too, in the end. There's a lot of people that do things completely out of the system. You think about it, they don't advertise it though. You got organized crime. You got biker groups like the Hells Angels, and New Jersey, the Pagans, which are, You know, they're at odds with the Hells Angels big time, but they're not going to go and like, oh, we're going to go to D.C. and freaking with our guns and show the man. They're not stupid. Crying out loud, are they stupid? Are you just that stupid? So this guy, he's not stupid. So if he's not stupid, he's playing a game. So do what the hell you want. But you know, I see people like, I think it was former KGB Panarin talking about to break up the United States in 2010. Oh, they savor this thought. And you remember, Kokesh, who he used to work for? RT? I mean, I didn't even know that till later on. But I already picked, to me, he just looked like a big opportunist to me all the way. I don't trust it. But he used to work for RT. Now, I'll tell you one thing. I would love to, you know, where we worked with the Russians a little bit, I'd love to rip off Putin. There's a lot of dissatisfied big money Russians that don't like the deal they're getting over there with this bullshit oligarchy that's run. I don't know exactly what's going on, but they'll deal with the West no problem. There's always ways around things. That's all I gotta say. There's other ways around things. There's other ways around things. I don't freaking deal with, you know, Kokesh, he's playing a game. He's playing a game all the way. The guy's basically a communist. I mean, I don't know what the hell to say. That's really what he is. He's not for the Bill of Rights. He's for a lot of hate and dissent while he's talking peace and love. That's all he's doing. Watch out for him. And most people figure it out, but a lot of people aren't. But say Kokesh, like, just died of a heart attack or some shit. What are you going to do? Give up the Bill of Rights because you ain't got a leader anymore? Just think for yourself. Well, you don't have to get behind Kokesh. Think for yourself. And actually, a hell of a lot of the Marines, and besides Kokesh, you ain't the only Marine that believes in Bill of Rights. I'll guarantee you that. Actually, practically every Marine believes in the Bill of Rights all the way. But they ain't out there trying to draw attention. They ain't out there trying to like, oh, I'm going to do a march on D.C. They believe in the Bill of Rights all the way. And they're not scared either. And cops in other military, they believe in the Bill of Rights. Maybe why Gadam Kokesh pretty much got slammed by the man, because the man who believes in the Bill of Rights realized this guy's going to screw things up for the United States in general. It's going to screw up the Bill of Rights. I don't trust this guy at all, period. And I know what my instincts are about. I'm so sick of trying to preach to lunkheads. God, freaking morons. But that's just what you are. When you freaking get behind this guy, you're not thinking. Even the Ron Paul supporters are stupid. They are stupid. You think about it real careful. Do not give $1 to that guy. If you got $1, and say, for instance, you don't even want to use that dollar to put it towards silver, buy yourself 20 nickels. You know, the content of the nickels themselves will be worth $1 years from now if Bernanke screws up, you know, the dollar itself. It's like people want a simple answer. So, oh, I'm going to get behind this leader and rah, rah, rah. We got a slogan here and this is what we're going to do. They want a simple answer. The answer is really very, very simple. But you don't need a leader. Just freaking stay with the Bill of Rights. It's very simple. This march is not going to help the Bill of Rights in any way possible. And he damn well knows it. So, I don't know. You know, I'm never going to get through to freaking people, though. This is just the way it is. That's the way I figure it. Some people are like worse than a rock. And that's why you got dictators. That's why you got oligarchs. Because these are the kind of people that have to be led around the nose. You know, it's even like the wisdom of like the Satanists. They'll tell you, people are afraid to think, make their own decision. They got to be told what to do. That's why you need a lead. You know, if you believe in the Bill of Rights, you got to get behind somebody. We got to elect somebody. What's the matter? You can't stand on your own 2 feet? Bill of Rights is for every individual. Don't let them violate your own rights. That's what it's about. But don't stick your freaking face right in them and deliberately try to freaking do something. That's what Kokesh is doing. You think he's stupid? He's not stupid.